Yeah, that's correct. And in the end, you have some kids when they reach a certain age, they can say which parent they want to live with. You know, even though it could be, oh, because mommy lets me eat ice cream at night, or daddy lets me eat pizza at night. And then soon as they get mad at the other parent, oh, I want to go live with my mom and my dad. You know, that's that young age. But I mean, you have some kids that can say, no, I want to be with my dad. And as mothers, a lot of times we don't want to accept that because I'm your mom. And I went through a situation like that with my son and my son's father when my son was just getting ready to graduate high school, or maybe a little younger, because, you know, now they graduate at 16, 17 the most.
Yeah.
His father was like, my son's moving to North Carolina. And I was like, the hell? Yeah, okay. Try it if you want to. And we went back and forth for a while. I really wasn't worried about the court thing because, you know, at this time he's old enough to say where he wants to go. So guess what he did? He wanted to go. But guess what else happened? He was there for a week and was like, I need you to come get me right now.
Not what I thought it was going to be, Mom.
But I was mad. I was hurt. I was pissed off. I mean, I was feeling all different type of emotions. You know, my baby's not going to be with me. I don't know anything about North Carolina. He hasn't really been around you for years. I had so many mixed emotions. But once he said, I want to go and see what it's like, then I had to respect that with him being the age that he was. But at first, I was like, no, not going to happen. I don't care if you do go to court. You know how we talk. I don't care if you go to the damn court. You can get my kid, you know. And I was just like adamant about no. And it wasn't because I was hung up. It was because my child has never been away from me. I felt like he was the only parent that he knew. And I feel like I'm his protector. So to just be like, oh, he's a boy, he needs to be here with me. I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't having it, and I wasn't feeling it. And it may have been wrong on my part, but I just wasn't having it at all.
I can understand. I would have felt the same way. I can understand that because I know my ex, he moved to Louisiana, and I was still some type of way. He was like, well, I want the kids to come visit. I was like, I'm not sending my babies to Louisiana, not even to visit, not without me. They might not come back.
Right.
You have a problem. So it's like your mama bear. Like, those are your babies. You don't know what to do. No. They're like, you wasn't doing right. We were here together. You think I'm sending my babies down there with you? No. So
and then you're up all night stressing, worrying. And you know, but you find that a lot when boys get a certain age, you notice that the father's like, I want my son now.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking, like, where the hell you been the other 15 years? When I was doing the hard work. Now I need to show him how to be a man and blah, 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 blah. You know, you get that a lot with some fathers. But on the other hand, you get some fathers that are like, I want my child now, you know, as a little child. And I really think that all children need to be nurtured by their mom because they need to know how to do both sides. And that's where the co-parenting comes in at.
I agree. You need both in it. That is why you're both parents. They need to know how to, there's just certain things that only a mom can show, and there's certain things that you're going to get from a man, but they need that nurturing side. They need to know if they fall, someone's going to take care of that. It's not just always going to be, oh, just get up and go and you'll be all right. They need to know what happens when your child falls. What do they say? I want my mommy. They get hurt. You got grown men in a football field.
Yes.
What are they saying? What do you see them saying? Grown 230-pound men on the football field. Hi, Mom.
Yes, and Mom is always in the crowd. You see, and it's just something different about the nurturing mother. But you have bad moms. You have bad fathers. And the sad part about it is when you have a bad father, it's hard to prove that, but it's so easy to prove when you have a bad mom. I couldn't understand that either.
It's like the spotlight is on us.
It is.
The spotlight is on us all the time. You can't make any mistakes. As soon as you make a mistake, you did that? Oh my God, I can't believe you did that. And
It,
that's what it is.
it is. And you have some parents, like we just said, you can't talk, you can't communicate. And sometimes you need a mediator, but you can sit down with a mediator without going to take her to court or I want full custody. I deserve this and I deserve that and blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, I mean, it definitely can go either way when it comes to the father or the mother.
Yeah, because I know when you go in with a mediator, they like for you to come in. It's easier for them when you come in with the mediator and you have already worked something out, and you're really going to the mediator just because you want it on paper. You want to sign it and say, this is what we're doing.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But don't ask for child support, honey. They're going to be like, oh, I buy shoes, I cut hair, I did this. And Let me stop.
World,
that's a whole nother topic. We're going to talk about that later.
For real, you start talking about that, that's a whole nother world right there.
Hey, let me tell you, I am a child supporter. You hear me? I want my child support. I don't care. I think you should pay child support, and I think you should do all the other stuff too. And that's the part of being a father. Child support don't teach you how to be a father. I mean, you're supporting the child, but it does not.
Yep.
You know, you're not being, because I pay child support, I'm 500 miles away, never spending time with my child. No. And those be the ones that soon as stuff don't go their way, they go and ask for custody. And guess what? Because they've been paying all this high price child support, it is very well possible that it may fall in their favor.
Exactly. And know nothing about the child because they haven't spent any quality time with them. They're just making sure you get that every month, but haven't been to a soccer game, haven't been to a basketball game, haven't been to a parent-teacher conference, don't know any of their friends, but just because you're paying money and not spending any time.
That is true. That's true. And that goes back to at the beginning of the show when you said, who is the most or more, not most, who's the more responsible parent? And I said, well, do you mean who's more financial? Who's this? Who's that? Trust me, finance plays a big part when you are up for custody, especially in the eyes of the wrong court. And then you'll hear court say, we're not trying to ever take the child from the mom, blah, 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 blah. But have you seen that movie, Dirty John, Betty?
Yes. Oh, man. Oh,
what?
Yeah.
That was unbelievable. But Look what? He had so much money. He can walk in there and golf with the judges and do all kind of stuff and pay his attorney top dollar just to get the court date changed. And he railroaded that woman. And it was so sad. And she fell for it. And see, as women, you can't fall for the okie doke and then you out busting windows and you doing all kind of crazy stuff. And then when you go in front of the judge, they're going to think you psycho.
Exactly. And that's the whole setup right there.
It's the setup.
Because they know we're going to get emotional. Then we're going to do that. We're women. But you have to use your head. You have to use your head. You have to think.
Yeah, you have to keep a level
head
head
have that money.
At all times. But money. You know, it's kind of like, what is it? The Tyler Perry movie when she put him in the bathtub and he was crippled.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes they push you to that level of I'm about to burn up everything, and that's what happened to Betty. She kind of snapped out, and she couldn't believe that everything that she had known as her life was now upside down. All her finances were at his fingers. He gave her allowances. He controlled everything about her, and so when you think of custody, if he's the breadwinner, then there is a very good chance that he could get custody, right or wrong.
Exactly, because he can financially take care of the child.
Yeah, and that's when it first came on, that was one of the things you said, and I thought, I'm like, yeah, that's true. that's so true. I feel like if the parent is young, and the father's side may be more. What I don't want to keep using the word more. Could be better at raising the child, until she's able to get on her feet, until this or that. Then I can see that, because as a young mom, it was hard for me at 16. But was I going to get my children away? No. But I have seen mothers that I can't do it. I can't support this child. I can't take care of this child right now because I'm still a child myself.
Yes.
So you find those cases too. So I think when it comes to custody, it's a lot of different, that boat can float a lot of different routes.
Yeah, each case is different, and I think that's how they should be looked at. I don't think it should just be, all right, here we go, just a blanket statement and look at it. Okay, well, this. No, you need to look at every case individually and spend some time. The judge needs to really spend some time and see what's going on. Talk to the children. I mean, children are smart. We need to give them a little bit more credit. Get their opinion. Talk to different people. Really, just don't make hasty decisions, especially if it's, a case where, you feel like you're not going to get to see your child at all. I really think the judge should really look hard and see how, if they can, equal custody. Mm-hmm. If they can't, then they got to do what they got to do. But if you have two parents who want what's best for the child, and like you said, if they can come up with something before, go to the mediator, let's get this on paper, let's sign it, it's legal, you're not even seeing a judge. You go to the mediator goes to the judge, and this is what they've agreed upon. They can work this out together. If they can do that, then that's great.
Yeah, but, you find a narcissist, and I just got to keep going back to it, and like they make your life a total living hell.
Yeah, and then you look like you're the crazy one.
Yeah, and I mean, we all have a little cray-cray in us. And if you push us and your head isn't level, then your craziness can get you in a whole lot of trouble. So it's just all about growth. Thinking, I think I'm an overthinker sometimes, but I also think about everything. If I go and bust these windows out, one, who's going to come get me out of jail? Two, am I going to get some real time when I go back to court? And three, is it worth me doing it? I think about everything. And then if I don't do it, am I going to feel like a fool? So I kind of like think of the whole picture. But
that's good that you do that, because like
I wasn't always like that.
Now what's going to happen when I bust out the window? Because now the judge is looking at me some type of way. Okay, well, she busts out the windows. Well, we don't want the child to be around that. So you
That's true. It feels so good though sometimes. But afterwards, you're like, oh man, it was not worth it. Was not worth it.
You could do that back in the day, but now everybody got the Ring doorbell, and you can't hide it everywhere. You can't hide it.
Hey, I know you have then called up one of your girls and be like, "Hey, pick me up around the corner." They were like,
talking about?
Like my friends don't even ask, "What's up?" Okay, I'll be there in a minute. I got the eggs in the car. I got the balloons in the car. I'm about to just demolish some stuff. If you talk about taking my kids,
Mama, can you watch the kids for about 45 minutes? I'll be right back.
Hey, you know what? Me and my mom is like, we ride or die. I called Mama one day and I said, "Come and get me." She's like, "Where are we going?" I said, "Just come get me." She's like, okay. I got in the car. I said, "Just drive. I need you to go to this address." She was, girl, she was hitting it 100, and we made it where we were going and did what we had to do. I paid for it in the end, but my mom was right there with me, taking me.
It felt good while you were doing it, right, Shar?
Taking me where I needed to go, and we got there. But we laugh at that. We still laugh at it. And but guys, if you want to weigh in on the show, you can always inbox me. Go ahead and you can even. I don't think you can leave a chat when I'm not on air, but you can always message me on here. So, but now that we talked about that, what is your thought on the COVID-19 mandate?
You want to know how I feel?
Yeah, I want to know, like, what's your honest opinion on them making you take the shot or you lose your job?
I have a problem with you telling me if I don't do something, and I don't think it's pride. I think it's my rights for me to do what I want to do with my body, how I want to do it. How are you going to tell me I'm going to lose my job? It makes me think. What is that you're telling me I'm going to lose my livelihood? If I don't do that, then what's next?
Right.
I didn't know we were living in Red China.
I was just going to say, are we not living in America? Like, do we not have a constitutional right? And with me coming from, I worked in the medical field for quite some time. It is just unethical to say you have to take this if you want to keep this job.
Exactly.
I mean, it blows my mind when I think
It's kind
about
of
it.
cultish.